My name is Fawzia Koofi. I was a member of parliament in Afghanistan, the first woman vice president of parliament in Afghanistan. I also was member of IPU's Human Rights Committee, helping many parliamentarians across the world whose rights were violated. So I have a strong connections and believe in what the IPU does. The situation of women and girls and overall the situation of Afghanistan, I think, is getting worse day by day because of the fact that the Taliban have tried to impose their restrictive measures on women and girls and make it stricter for women and girls every day that passes. They started initially by preventing women from going to school beyond grade 6 and all the way to the recent edicts that says women cannot even go to become nurses or midwives or even doctors, which could disrupt our medical system, could impact women and children's life. From 25% women who were in the parliament, there is now 0% women in political sphere in Afghanistan, 0% women in administrative sphere working in the offices, 0% women going to higher education in the universities, women who are going to school beyond grade 6 or prevented. And you talk about all the restrictive measures that happen to women. But despite all of that, I think what makes me hopeful is struggle and the resistance women demonstrate. They have lost everything, but one thing they haven't lost yet is the spirit of resistance, the spirit of working for a change in their country. I just had a meeting with a group of women where we connected them with Human Rights Council, diplomats, etc. Some of these women traveled for 2 days through mountains and snow and all of that to be able to connect to internet and express their voices. So I think that spirit is something we need to uphold, we need to listen to, we need to collectively work for a change. The IPU, I think, is the largest kind of democracy house where it works with hundreds of parliamentarians across the world. Those parliamentarians that are the majority ruling party, but also those who are not majority, they are the minority, they are in opposition. Some of them who are in prison, which I have visited when I was the chairperson of the IPU Human Rights Committee. So I think it can play an important role for those who believe in democracy. We know that the House of People, the representative, the parliamentarian, and IPU as a coordinating body can play an important role. My message to the parliamentarians who are member of IPU, but those who are not, are to ensure that their governments listen to the women of Afghanistan and ensure that human rights is protected, because women in Afghanistan are not segregated part of the rest of society, but what they experience today is an absolute apartheid. So on one hand, they want us to continue to support them through humanitarian aid, as they're suffering and poverty is more than 90%. But in the meantime, they want your governments to pressurize the Taliban, to hold them accountable, to be part of this ICC, ICJ, to bring Taliban into the court for the human rights violation, because this could become a global norm of using women as a weapon for political, as a weapon for religious, even not religious, for their self-defined ideology, that they're using women. So my request is for parliamentarians to have a united voice in support of women, for IPU to continue as they did before, to work with parliamentarians, work to ensure that democracy is restored in Afghanistan.